So, in today's call, we're going to go over a couple of designs. I'm going to go over a couple of before and after styles that you can do on Canva. We're also going to be talking about making covers for Instagram Reels. And we're also finally going to talk about testimonial designs as well. We'll be covering three different designs, which can be interpreted as three different content ideas for your business. So this is a quick disclaimer. Even though I talked about three different designs, I only had time to talk about two. So I'm going to make it up for you guys by making a separate video about the third design and more. So other than that, let's get right back to the video and be on the lookout for that extra video. Thanks. So let's get started with before and after designs. Let's do a simple Facebook post. We have a blank slate here. I'm just going to label my design as BeCreative Media Workshop Training number 7. Can you guys believe that this is our 7th training? Even though one was missed, one was postponed because I had a family event emergency that came up. But I will make that up next week or the week after. But we are on 7 days of training, which also means that there are now 7 videos of me doing this type of stuff. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Scale My Cleaning Business's YouTube channel, where you'll see me making this dumb little face in the thumbnail. That is me, and you get to watch that at any time and anywhere. So before and after, why are they important? They build credibility, authority, value, and also it kind of speaks about your business. Your work describes who you are. Your work tells you about your work ethic. Your work tells you who you work with, right? Some of your before and afters are going to be different. I know Becky likes to work with warehouses and like these big storage facilities. So her before and after styles might look different from yours. So I'm just going to do a standard before and after, right? And I don't want to use any like pictures from any of my clients per se, just because I haven't gotten any confirmation that I can use that sort of stuff from them. So let's just do toilet. We'll do a toilet. Let's just act like this is a picture. Actually, let me use an actual picture. That would probably be beneficial. I'm gonna look up dirty toilet and I hope I don't see nasty results, because I just ate food and yeah, I take that back. You know what? Let's just do this. Yeah. Yep. This works. This is perfect. Awesome. So if you look at some of my clients' work, you'll see a lot of my style and flair in those before and afters. But the first thing I like to do is make sure that the dimensions are right. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to hover one picture over the other and see if the outlines match. And in this case, they do. And I like to put the befores always typically in the left-hand side, because I think of it like a book per se. People read left to right unless you're Japanese and you read mangas and you read from right to left. But we're not. But this is kind of the structure of how I like to do it. You have left and right here, before and after. So here are some things that you can do. The first style you can do after you adjust the spacing and the dimensions is to get your little subheadings up here and type in before. I like to do all caps because I just like it like that and it looks professional. And typically my clients like it like that as well. And of course, you guys guessed it, after. What I used to do is actually do something like this. I would do label the before as red and label the after as green. I do that. Or if I want to take it an extra step further, what I used to do is keep the font black, but change the background into something like this. You can do that. And for the longest time, I thought this was acceptable. I thought this was the trend. I thought this was the way to do it. And to be quite honest, if you look at it firsthand, it doesn't look so bad, right? But the biggest thing about design and the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur is admitting the fact that you don't know everything and that you're open. You're willing to accept change and you're willing to accept, different styles and different voicings and different tastes. And of course, you have to pick something that's right for your business, right? What one of my clients told me was, can we use our own theme colors? And that made me think a little bit. Because I'm like, if you use theme colors and your theme colors don't consist of red and green, then it defeats the purpose of before is bad and after is good. I don't want to eliminate that element. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Because I don't need to label colors for the before to represent bad. The before picture itself is already bad. I don't need to emphasize more badness to an image, right? The image already describes it. So I thought, you know what, let's try that. Let's see if that works. So let's use Becky's theme colors. I don't have it saved on here because I'm not on her profile, but I know her theme colors are very orange, gray, black, right? Something within those lines. And let's do just that. You could do something like this and it's fine, although it may not look exactly like this. Be open to the idea of having theme colors as a part of your before and afters. It wasn't a popular idea at first, but to be quite honest, I've actually seen a lot of people do this sort of thing, and it's completely fine. If you don't like to add the background to it, you can always remove the background and label the font itself as your theme colors. You can do that. If your theme colors are yellow and obviously don't have like a white background, but I'm sure you guys are smart enough to understand that. Something like this. Let's say your theme colors do have a yellow in it and you do this approach. You might want to change your background to something dark. Maybe you could do something like this or this. Right? Hopefully that makes sense. My goal is to not tell you what to do in this training. My goal is to is to present different ideas, to present different styles and voicings you can do. Because Becky and I actually had a very deep conversation about what our voice is. And that's a really good question to think about. What is your voice? What type of voice is your company? Is it a bit more laid back? Are you more, hey, we'll clean anything and everything. We want to make sure you guys are happy. We'll make sure you guys are safe. The environment is good. Like, we're very flexible. We're lenient. Is that your voice? Or is your voice more like you are receiving every value and every worth for every dollar and every penny that you spend on us? Like, we're not the cheapest. We're a bit higher end. Our voicing is going to be a little different. And you can represent that by your styles of the before and after. And of course, the font. And of course, the color. And of course, the way you do these posts. So to recap everything so far, one before and after style is like this. In one image, you have the before and the after in one image. Some key notes are you can put in your business's theme colors, right? You can play around with some font. You can play around with the background colors, play around with the size of the dimensions that you like, maybe make them bigger. I wouldn't want to make them too small because remember, the core piece of your post is to show off the before and after, not to show off the style of the post, right? That's the main thing. So make sure your pictures make up the most space. Okay.
Eric, I have a question.
Yes, what is the question?
Oh, usually I don't like to use like the same way of the image. Like you do this type, one by one, right? So you can show another ways to use that before and afters to post. Like
Yes.
with another image, with the size, with the how in the horizontal, vertical,
Yes.
how we can use another ways to do before and after.
Absolutely. That is Kyle. Is that you? Is that you
Yes.
talking?
It's
Gotcha,
me.
gotcha. Yes, it's good to see you. I knew you were sick last week. How are you feeling now?
Um, I'm better.
Better?
I'm not totally
Hmm.
uh, well, but I'm better.
Yeah, that's the main point as long as you're getting better. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you still had the energy to get on here. I really do appreciate that. And you're right. In the beginning of the call, I also said, the importance of before and after, but also understanding that there are different styles of before and after. So this was the first style, having two images within one post to accentuate the before and after. And then I'm about to introduce to the style that you're probably talking about, right? So this next style is called a carousel style type of post. So what that means is a carousel post is a post where in one post you have several images, but you have to be sliding to see every image. And carousel posts are really cool on Instagram because the algorithm tracks the amount of time the viewer slash the audience looks at your post. So the longer the audience member looks at your post, the more beneficial it is for your portfolio because Instagram or Facebook will take the time that is gathered from your audience and pretty much judge whether or not your content is valuable. The more time is spent looking at your post, the more the algorithm recognizes that your post may be valuable and may be worth expanding out to other people's feeds. So that's why carousel posts are really, really cool, especially on Instagram. So in this style that I'm about to show you, it's called the carousel style. And this is exactly how you want to do it. So first things first, a lot of people don't do this, but I like to grab the attention of the person. You can argue that this image alone will grab the person of the attention, but I like to sometimes take it a step further. And what I like to do is I would first like to bring up, you may not have guessed it, but I'll bring up a square, right? And I'll make this square big enough so that it covers the entirety of the image. Now, I know you guys are thinking, what is Eric going to do? And that is a good question. I have to get this square and I like to kind of make it transparent so the image becomes darker. Eric, why do you want the image to become darker? So that the text that you're about to put on there is going to stand out more. Sometimes I like to do bathroom transformation. It's a little different from their feed. People might stop to read it. Sometimes you can do nasty toilet and put like a arrow element on there. Clean toilet. That's not my best writing, honestly, but something like that. You guys get the point. Let's just stick with bathroom transformation, right? If you want to play around with the font, you guys can definitely do that. I do like this font, Garrett Extra Bold. Kind of just makes everything stand out. If you want the font to stand out even more, you can click on the font, go to effects, click on lift, and do that. It kind of gives more of an intense feel, kind of more of a 3D feel to the font, which I kind of like here. So you can do that. And then the next slide that they swipe to is the recognizable image from the first thing that draw them in initially. So you can do this style. They swipe, they see this. Swipe, they see that. Now you don't have to put before and afters in there. You can do something like this, pre, and you could do post. You can do that, right? Let's expand that a little bit, even better. You can do this pre, post. You can also do, sorry guys, I can't spell. You can do before, and you guys guessed it. You can do after, right? You can even implement the same method that we did before. You can add a background to it if you want. You do something like that, right? Or you don't have to, because people can already assume that this is a before and this is an after. But we're still not done. And I know you guys are probably wondering, when will this be over? Trust me, it will be over soon. What you can do is kind of do what we did in the first one. Remember, in the first one, we put a dark background and the font on there. You want to add a call to action with your post. So you guys guessed it. We're going to add a call to action at the very end using the same style that we did in the first one. You can do, let us know what you think. You can do that. You can do, what does your toilet look like? Comment down below. Sometimes what I see work was, describe your bathroom. And what people always want to say something. People always want to be funny. So you can say wrong answers only. And you'll see some very interesting and creative responses. Now, to be quite honest, you don't have to give like a crap about what they say. The goal is for them to comment on your post so that there's an increased engagement within your post. People engage with it. The algorithm recognizes that a lot of people, a lot of the users are engaging with this certain post, and the likelihood of your post expanding out to other feeds becomes increasingly higher, which is ideally what you want. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, this is not my voice. I would never post anything like this, which is fine. But at the same time, your voice is important, but the eyes of the audience is even more important than your voice. You can have the greatest content in the world. You can have the greatest pictures in the world. You can have the most soothing voice or the most professional voice in the world, but if no one cares to even give you a listen, then there's no point of your voice because your business wouldn't be growing. So let's recap style number 2. And Kai, I would love to hear your feedback after this. This is called the carousel style post. Carousel style post is a series of images within one post that the viewer has to swipe to see the content. You start off with a hook, bathroom transformation, dark background, bold font, and with a sneak peek of what the picture is in the background, right? Every element here on this post has a purpose in bringing the viewer in. First post is the before, second post is the after, and the last post is the call to action. Kind of like how we did in the first one. We have a dark background, bold font, a little picture in the background to kind of be like a summary of what they just saw, and add a call to action. And last but not least, always give them a direction of where to go, right? So always add your phone number. Add your phone number, and then add your email here. And of course, add your logo so that your brand is recognizable. I'm just going to put this on here. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, Kyle, let me hear your response. What is your feedback on this? Is this something that you were talking about earlier?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, because I just make a post like the first one, but I try to change where the pictures are staying in, trying to play with something like this, but I don't know how I get attention to get more rows in the post, so that's why I'm asking. And I really don't like to post everything every time the same thing. I want to change the things because like I think it's not interesting to see if
Mm.
you are seeing like it's always the same. It's always
Mm-hmm.
um the you in Portuguese we say beabá. It's like the alphabet. You ABC. Always the same thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to think it's always the same thing. I like to change things so people look and see. Oh, like this this last one, the describe your bathroom like I really like of this idea because I always post in the same in the same page. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's really what design and social media marketing is. It's trying out things, seeing what works and doing the things that work and doing that more and kind of discarding the things that didn't work. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no fixed answer of what will work for you. I don't know what your clients want and what your clients want to see. Your method may not work for somebody else, and what works for them may not work for you. That's why our job is to test these things and see what works. That's why companies pay thousands and millions of dollars to these marketers to do the testings for them so that they don't have to, right? But that's our job.
mm,
Um, yeah,
I
so
don't
I'm
know if you try
yeah,
to
I see
see
it.
like
Yeah.
this is one that I made or like
Uh-huh.
it's always like this, and I want to change this. I want to change
Hmm.
the way that I post these things because I really don't
Sure.
like it. Just
Mhm.
you see, you always the same. It's always the same thing, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really don't like to do that.
Gotcha. So I would recommend trying this. Try this
Right,
carousel
for
style
sure.
out. And it might be easier actually, because you don't have to worry about matching the pictures and making sure that the dimensions are right. You just gotta like replace the background of the picture, right?
Yes,
Crop out certain parts and just add font, you know?
yes, it's not harder.
Yeah. And also just make sure you add your call to action here. Like describe your bathroom, your voicing might be wrong answers only or something like that. Something funny. And then of course add your this. I know Becky wouldn't add wrong answers only because I know that's not her voicing, but Becky and I talked about that before. So I'm sure she's getting better with that. Last but not least, the last style. I should have ended with this because this is probably the most intricate, but the last style is just honestly picture by picture. And let me explain. This can just be the entirety of the visual, but you would have to make it up with your captions, right? Your captions, which is underneath the post, or if you're on Facebook, it would be on the top of the post. It would have to be very enticing. It would have to be very drawn into. So your first line would be, um, "This is how we clean this nasty toilet," or "Here is a step-by-step process of how to clean this toilet." Now, with just that amount of words, you're going to add in the next bodies of the paragraph. But what Instagram and Facebook do that helps us is it doesn't show the entirety of our writing. What do viewers see? A see more button on the side, right? So your goal is to hook them with the first couple sentences of your post before you get to the meaty part of the post. Your job is to make the viewer want to read the meaty part of that post, the core reason of that post, which is the caption. And you do that by making them click on the see more. Don't type click on the see more because that's really immature and it's not professional. But if you type enough and you constantly space out your words professionally, then the see more button will naturally be there for your prospects to click on. So my point is to visually, you can do it like this, but you sacrifice a lot of editing and you sacrifice effort. So if you want to do this, you have to make up that effort by making a killer caption, which I will introduce in 2 weeks. But you can do this. So let's review the three styles. This is called split. This is called carousel style. And this is called picture by picture. That's it for before and after styles. Any questions before we move on to Instagram reels and covers?
Um, no, I'm just. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for like how I put my logo in the pictures or something like this,
Sure.
because I always do the same thing too. I remove the background, or
Mhm.
I just put like
Keep the
um
background.
yes, like some frame too. Do this too. Put a frame and the logo. Yes, like this.
Do you use Canva?
Yes,
Okay.
I
So
used
on
Canva.
Canva, when you click on elements, there's going to be these things called frames. So I use a circular frame. And no matter what logo I use, I'll use a different logo for you guys. You guys might be wondering, what type of post do I make? I make a lot of posts. Okay. So it looks better, so it stands out. If you only do the remove background thing, which is a very it's a mistake that a lot of people do. It just looks awkward, and you'll see what I'm talking about
Yes,
once it starts
I think
loading.
because I do this a lot of times, but I don't like to do this all the time. So I really try to change. Yes,
Like you'll see new levels, but you can barely see cleaning. Like, although it's blurry here, you can tell that it's cleaning, especially when you're looking at a phone and it's like a lot closer to your face.
yes,
But sometimes keeping the white background of your company page is not a bad idea. The frames help. You can even do a is there or grid. You can do a grid as well. You can do something like this, like that. Does that make sense, Kyle?
yes.
Yeah, implement the grids. If your logo doesn't look good still, then you can add an additional call to action thing and do something like this. Go give us a call at. Do you get what I mean, Kyle? You can do that. If your logos don't look good in a frame or a grid,
All over.
you can add an additional slide or an additional post to show off your logo, and you can add the call to action and the numbers here. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you think I have a problem to don't put the logo on the pictures that we have? Because like some way someone can use that.
Yes, I encourage you to put your logos on your pictures because someone can take those pictures and use it as their own. Is that your question?
Yes. Yes.
Or are you asking what are my thoughts on that?
No, no, it's just because like I'm scared to not put my logo in the picture because don't look like good in the with the picture and do like another way. But and someone can get the pictures and use it because it's a picture of my client that have realized that I use for my marketing. So
Yeah,
someone can use that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, as long as you're following the guidelines and as long as your pictures cannot be stolen from, I'm sure that your client will understand. And it's always good to tell your client this stuff. Like what you just told me, it's good to educate your client too. Because not only will they know because you educate them, they'll look at you and be like, oh, Kyle actually cares about my business, wants to make sure that I'm safe, wants to make sure that my posts are not only like real and authentic, but they are safe as well. So yeah, I recommend you keep doing that, Kyle.
Yes, I don't know if it happens in your country, but in Brazil, we see this a lot happen. So we always
Really?
say, but the logo like watermark, I don't know if it's the name, but we
Mm,
put this of somewhere so anyone can use of the picture for we are paying for do that, or we are using with for my clients consent. So
hmm.
we always do something like this. We are
Yeah.
really scared
Yeah.
to have any problems in the future.
It happens a lot with marketing agencies.
Yes.
So what happens is they'll get like scale my cleaning business, our clients get like emails of people that want to work with the client. And what a lot of marketing agencies are good for is that they'll hire VAs and they'll hire people to go into these groups, get those success wins and those client posts, download it, bring it back to whoever they're working for, and post it as their own. So lately, I've been watermarking all of my content so that people use it. I can say, oh, this is actually ours. Oh, you don't believe me? All right, let me show you. I'll highlight the image and you'll see the logo in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can we can sue them. So, but that's a whole nother topic. But yes, thank you for bringing that up. Though it's a very unspoken topic, really, but it is very important. So thank you for that. Very knowledgeable. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully I inspired you to try some different things, right? See what works. It seems like you got a lot of work to do. So, like I said before, you have my messenger. If you have any designs that you want to share with me on Messenger, just send it to me and I'll give you my honest critique. And I look forward to seeing your
Thank
work.
you.
Second thing I want to talk about are Instagram reels. So everyone keeps telling each other, you got to make reels, you got to make videos, you got to do that. If you're going to do that, at least make them look good, right? You want to make them look good at least. So let me show you some of my designs. So you guys might want to write this down because Canva does not save this dimension. You know how you can easily just be, oh, I want to make a Facebook post. Here's a Facebook post. Let me click on that. And then whatever I make within that white square, it'll fit within a Facebook post. Canva does not have this for Instagram Reels. So the dimensions for Instagram Reel covers is 420 by 659 pixels. 420 times 659. And what that allows you to do is to make these really cool covers for your videos. So I have an Instagram page. It's called BeCreative Media. If you guys haven't followed it already, I highly recommend following it. Thank you for the love and support. But beginning of the time when I tell people to look in my Instagram portfolio and click on, oh, look at some of my clients' testimonials, they're scrolling and they can't really find the testimonials. And I told myself, what are some ways that people can pick out what are reels, what are testimonials, what are videos, what content is what? There has to be a way. And one of the cool things that a lot of marketers have been doing is adding a reel cover to their portfolio. So using these dimensions 420 by 659, any video that you post, you can add this cover on there so that your portfolio has that image displaying. And let me show you. Stop sharing, go to a different tab because that's how my brain works. Um, you guys also have a billion tabs open on your computer? I know Kyle definitely does.
I do too.
And Becky, yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of them.
Y'all should see Alex's tabs.
Oh, I've seen that before.
The width of it is like a penny. Like it's just ridiculous. Whenever I get on call with him, he goes, "Oh, let me show you this." Click, 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 click. I'm like, I don't know how you know the exact placement of your stuff, but yeah, always organize your stuff. Anyway, let me share my screen with you guys. All right, do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
I at least color code my tabs. Like this one is my BeCreative Media like tab section, and the other one was like my Scale My Cleaning Business tab section.
I just count right now. I have 35, 37 open.
You are banned from my workshop calls. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, but I have a lot of.
It's okay. That means you're busy. As long as you know where things are, that's all that matters, right?
I don't know if I'm busy or I'm just crazy, but I'm free.
It could be both. It could be both. Oh, look at that. So on my feed, this is my feed, right? This is a perfect carousel post. This is what I'm talking about. You guys see that? You guys kind of smell what I'm tasting, and you can see the amount of posts I have to slide over, you know?
So this is only for Instagram Reels, is what you're saying, though?
No, this one is just a carousel post. It doesn't have to be a reel in order for it to be a carousel. A carousel honestly only works for pictures. Reels are really good for videos. So if you have a series of pictures that you want to display and kind of boost your engagement rate, I would definitely make them into a carousel, which is what this is. But what I'm going to be talking about is reel covers. Let's go over to my profile. Now, I have a lot of content here, a lot of food stuff, a lot of like content stuff, a couple of my friends, a fish, a hot dog, my cat, macarons, rice, my podcast. I have a lot, but which ones are my testimonials? So these covers are what I'm talking about. It looks different on the computer, but on my phone, you'll see the whole thing. But these little covers are reels. So if you click on it, there are my videos. And the cover doesn't stay on the video. The cover is really only to, for display purposes, as well as identifying what's a reel. So you guys are going to be making these reels for your business. You're going to make these videos for your business, right? And for Instagram, this works for Instagram only. I know, Becky, you're kind of on the fence about whether or not to build an Instagram, but hopefully this call kind of preps you to literally be dominant on Instagram. Like a lot of people who build Instagram don't have this opportunity to learn this type of stuff. They kind of learn on the go. But you are gaining this information now so that when you do create Instagram, which I believe you will, because I feel like your market will demand for it, you will take it by storm. And I'm really glad that you're on here, by the way. So with the Instagram reel covers, the important things are this: 420 by 659 are the dimensions, pixels. You want to have a consistent font, right? All my testimonial reel covers are Montessori Classic, all caps. I did that because it looks familiar, and then whenever I post a cover like that, the audience can safely assume that it's a real cover, that it's a reel, which is what you want. The theme colors, you can be a little vibrant, right? For reels, I like to pick more extravagant colors so that they're really eye-catching. You want people to hear your testimonials, right? So what you can do is you can pick like these neon colors to accentuate that. Your voice is different. You probably don't want neon colors, Becky. You probably might want to stick with your theme colors, right? Orange, gray, black, or you can even do white and just alternate them so that you don't have back-to-back oranges, back-to-back whites, back-to-back blacks, right?
Okay.
And also be minimalistic. Your Instagram reel cover, like I said before, is not the post, is not the entirety of the post. It's just a cover, right? You just want something to be drawn into. So keep it minimal. So if you look at my Instagram reel covers, they only either have words or they'll have one element, which is a picture, and just a color. That's it. Those are the only things that are complex about my Instagram reel covers. But that's it for Instagram reel covers. Are there any questions about Instagram reels or Instagram reel covers, the dimensions, anything? Nope. Becky, anything on your end?
No, but I'm not doing Instagram yet, so
Right.
I would like to start, but I'm not at that point.
I understand. I know you and I had a lot of conversations before. Yeah. So like whenever you like stabilize and you have a consistent and thorough like posting process for your Facebook and your LinkedIn, right? And you hire a decent VA to manage all that compared to the one that you already have, we can then talk about venturing into Instagram. Okay.
I will tell you what, through this whole thing, I have a really hard time with before and after pictures, because no matter how bad the toilet looks in person, I have a really hard time having that show up in a picture.
Could you elaborate on that? Is it the quality of your picture? Is it the lighting?
Well, I guess the lighting is kind of whatever would be like for a toilet. We just started a new account. The entire facility was disgusting.
Nice.
So I did get some pretty good before and some after pictures, and I'm going back today to do some more after pictures.
Nice.
But the befores just don't show up as disgusting as what it looked like in person.
Now, what you want to do then is videos then. So videos typically, what type of, you have a smartphone, like iPhone, yeah?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Awesome. iPhone what?
The latest one.
That's good enough. Well, that's even better actually. So what you want to do is have the flash on when you record. The videos, make sure your settings are adjusted to 4K 60, which means it's 4,000 pixels and 4,000 pixels per 60 frames per second. I think that's the actual terminology, but that's the best resolution possible. So the lighting issue will be fixed if your flashlight is on your phone, or if you have one of those flashlight cap thingies, right? And it's set to 4K 60. And you want to do videos because iPhones, this is what I noticed, they take in video a lot clearer than pictures alone.
Okay.
So if you want, you can do you could pan around the toilet like so. I feel silly doing this. Here, let me do a representation, guys. Boom. This is that's I didn't think I'd be moving on this call. All right. Wait, you still can't see that. That's crazy. Yeah, let's put it right here. This is a toilet, right? What you want to do is you want to go to your camera, turn the flash on. Flash is not on. I apologize. Going through technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. But this is what I'm talking about. You can adjust your phone so that it says 4K 60 at the very top corner. I don't know if you guys see that. 4K 60, that's the best resolution possible for your videos. And I am struggling to turn on my flashlight. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, my phone's acting out, but there is an option in the top corner to turn your flashlight on. And what you want to do is you want to pan around the object that you are cleaning. The lighting will make sure to take it, and the video quality alone will be good enough. Once you do that sort of pan, pause the video. And when you do your afters, go back at it. And the transition will naturally be cool. Because once you end the first video, the second clip will automatically play once you stitch it together on your Instagram page. And Instagram and Facebook do really well to make this easier. But I'm assuming you took pictures of the toilet instead of a video, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So there's nothing you can do, but you can make it up by typing it in your caption post, saying, you can be like, this is what the toilet was before, ... space, and kind of just list out what you saw. Smelled like this, felt like this, the bottom was this, under the toilet lid was this, behind the toilet was this. So the people are reading in there and they're feeling it. You know, if they can't see it, at least make them feel it. Does that make sense, Becky?
That's a great idea. I'm not quite sure how to put that together, but
if you want to send me those pictures on Messenger, I can kind of write a caption for you like real quick, so that you can kind of make it your own. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
And so for next time, I recommend videos. Do both actually. Do pictures, see if it works. And then just to be on the safe side, do like a quick pan video.
Well, I did do a video. Unfortunately, I did not do it of per se the before and after. I'm starting to do videos of all of my new accounts for employees. So if I need to have coverage, that they can take a video tour of the facility so they know where alarms are and where the
Yes, that's good.
janitor's closet and that type of thing are.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So you'll soon quickly realize, Becky, that like it's really hard in the beginning to remind yourself that you have to take these pictures and videos because you just want to get the job done, right? And you're more worried about your staff and finances and other things than, oh, I gotta record this. Oh, I gotta take a picture of this, right? But you'll soon realize that you'll be addicted to taking these pictures. Like it's a must have now. Like every time you work, like I always tell my clients to spend 5 to 10 minutes just taking pictures and videos of everything. And then you can indulge yourself in work and then take pictures afterwards because you subconsciously will know that, oh, since I took these before pictures and before videos, I have to do an after picture and after videos. It'll happen naturally. I can't train you to do it, but once you had that feeling, you'll be like, this is what Eric is kind of talking about. So you'll get there. Don't be too worried, Becky. You'll do absolutely fine.
I'm okay. Actually, thanks for helping me with my questions.
Of course.
You gave me more ideas. I want to do that right now, but I don't know if I will have time, but I want to do that.
Yeah.
But actually, thanks.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Becky,
You
enjoy
too.
the lake house, Kyle. I hope you feel better. And I can't wait for that one-on-one. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
All right. See you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Take care too. Bye bye.